With Assassin's Creed Mirage being speculated to be going back to the Assassin's Creed Unity style of combat, while also being speculated by others to be a reworked version of the Valhalla combat system, it got me thinking, will there be Hidden Blade combat in Assassin's Creed Mirage? To figure that out, we need to look back at the Assassin's Creed series as a whole and how Hidden Blade combat evolved through the series. So I believe it could go three ways. Firstly, if we're going back to Unity style combat, which is speculated, has been hinted at, but I will also add it's been hinted at that we might just get Valhalla style combat. If we are going back to Unity style combat, then how was the Hidden Blade used in that game? Assassin's Creed Unity did not allow for Hidden Blade combat. Of course, you could assassinate people stealthily with the Hidden Blade, but that was the extent of its use. There was no option to use the Hidden Blade in hand-to-hand combat such as with the Ezio games, even the first game, Assassin's Creed 3 and Black Flag. That option was removed. So if combat is going back to Unity style, will there be potential Hidden Blade combat? I wouldn't remove that option completely. Just because a game is taking a system or feature from a prior installment doesn't mean they can't add upon that. And if they're going to add on top of a combat system they've already created, they could definitely add Hidden Blade combat. But that also begs the question, how would Hidden Blade combat work in a Unity style system? I think it would actually involve a lot of blocking with your blade, like throwing your wrists up to block an attack. Maybe an enemy swings for you, you can roll out the way and then try and assassinate them from behind. I say this because Assassin's Creed Unity required parrying, blocking, rolling, dodging as a core feature of its combat system. By the way, take a shot every time I say combat system. Oh lol. Now let's take a look at the Hidden Blade combat in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. You could use the Hidden Blade as a weapon while fighting in that game. However, it was very toned down compared to what it used to be. You couldn't attack with the Hidden Blade in the same way you would attack with, say, a sword or an axe. From what I remember, I haven't played the game for quite a few months, but from what I remember, you would have to hold down the attack button and there would be a slow sort of uppercut, punch, Hidden Blade stab animation, and that would take a chunk of health. Now, if Assassin's Creed Mirage is going back to Assassin's Creed Valhalla style combat in its own unique reworked way for Basim and the setting and his new tools, there's either a chance that we will get the same type of Hidden Blade combat in the way that you would kind of use it as a finisher almost, or something you would intersperse between weapon fights, or there's a chance they could take from the foundation of Hidden Blade combat in Valhalla and rework it, update it, and maybe have the Hidden Blade combat slightly akin to what the dagger combat was in Valhalla. Very fast and precise, and fairly satisfying. Now, I say this as if I love the combat in that game. I don't. I think it was awful, but I'm just speaking objectively here rather than my subjective opinion. Another thing I feel like I should add is I'm saying they might rework something from a system, update it. I don't think Ubisoft would do that. I could be wrong, but these days they tend to reuse assets, take what they've already got and apply it with a new skin, basically. You know what Ubisoft are like these days? I do say this in every video, but they do as little as they can for as much profit as they can. They don't innovate like they used to. They are not pioneers of the industry any longer. I will say I feel like they can add new features here and there, such as the way they brought back social stealth in its own unique way in Valhalla. Was social stealth good? That's up to you to make your own opinion. But you can see there that they brought a new feature back in their own unique way. So they could potentially bring back Hidden Blade combat and combat systems in general in Assassin's Creed Mirage in a new, unique, potentially, way. When it comes to speculation with Ubisoft, I feel like you should just keep all your avenues open. They're just as likely to make something cool and new as they are to make something shit and old. You know what I mean? They could easily bring something back or bring something new to the table, but they could also easily just not do anything new, not innovate at all. Like, I wouldn't be surprised either way. I'd actually be a bit more surprised if they did something new and cool. But you know, it's fun to speculate and all that stuff, and who knows what the future holds with this game. Quick little note here, if you do like Assassin's Creed Mirage and the Assassin's Creed series and you're enjoying this type of speculation discussion video, feel free to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a video when I do upload, and I do post many Assassin's Creed videos where we discuss different things such as this video here, and this video right here. Anyway, moving on. Now I want to look back at the Assassin's Creed 2 Brotherhood Revelation style combat. And to be honest, we could even throw in Assassin's Creed 3 and Black Flag. Even though the combat was different to the older games, it still had very similar Hidden Blade combat. In my opinion, that was the pinnacle of Hidden Blade combat, those games overall. You could swing with your Hidden Blade, you could use it as you would use a normal weapon, obviously in its own way. You had the choice to fight how you wanted. You could counter, you could attack normally, you could parry, you could use the Hidden Blade in any way you would choose to do so, just as you would with a sword, with a dagger, etc. Now, how could we bring that type of Hidden Blade combat into the most likely reworked version of Valhalla combat? I don't think it would work in the exact same way just because those combat systems are very different from one another. However, I do think you could take certain aspects from those games and bring them into this style of combat. I mean, the way you just swing a sword in Valhalla, they could very easily have added an animation where you swing your wrist with the Hidden Blade in order to kill your enemies in that way. So I think it's something they could do, and looking at how they are branding this game, how they are marketing this game, a quote-unquote return to the classic style, return to its roots, etc, etc, I think there's a chance that they could say, you know what, people loved Hidden Blade combat, let's bring it back. Will it be something we already know, something we've had in the past with Hidden Blade combat? No, I think it'll be a new take on Hidden Blade combat, but will it be a good thing? Yes, and maybe no. It depends how well they do it, you know. Concept is great, but is execution good? Execution, get it? Because like Hidden Blade and what? It all really depends, and we have to just play the game or see gameplay to know whether it's going to be good or not. Or if we're even going to get Hidden Blade combat or not. Again, I'm making this video as speculation to the fact that we could have Hidden Blade combat, but let's not rule out the fact that Ubisoft could be like, nah, fuck you, big middle finger, we're not giving you Hidden Blade combat in this game, or we're going to give you Hidden Blade combat in the exact same way it was in Valhalla's. To summarize, Hidden Blade combat in Assassin's Creed Mirage, are we going to get it? What's it going to be like? We might get it, but we might not. Don't be surprised if we don't. It's classic Ubisoft behavior. They're going to screw us over. I'm going to be honest. I'm leaning more towards the fact that they aren't going to do it. But that doesn't mean we have to rule out the idea, the speculation, the discussion that it might be there. Hidden Blade combat might be present in the game. And that's why we're talking about this. If I had to pick, I had to make the game. And I know there's going to be some of you guys out there like, oh my god, I'm so glad you're not making the game. And I get that. It's all personal opinion. But if it was up to me, I mean, I'd have the combat system being very much akin to Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, Revelations, even 3 and Black Flag, but in its own unique, reworked and modern way, which would then accommodate for the best version of Hidden Blade combat. It wouldn't be exactly the same as it was in the older games, but it would take ideas, inspiration from that, build upon it, and make Hidden Blade combat in Assassin's Creed Mirage much more in-depth. Because let's be honest, it was fun, Hidden Blade combat in those older games, but it was pretty easy. There wasn't much to it, and it just looked cool. It could have been way more in-depth than what we got, and that's what I'd love to see in Assassin's Creed Mirage. Will it happen? Nah, mate. Which makes me want to cry, shed a tear. But you know what? I've shed too many tears for Assassin's Creed. I will shed a tear no longer. But I'll tell you what, if you don't subscribe right now, I will shed a tear. Haha, nah, I'm joking. You do what you want, mate. I love you. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments as always, and like this video if you enjoyed it. If we get Assassin's Creed Unity style combat, it could go one way. If we get Assassin's Creed Valhalla style combat, it could go the other way. And of course, there's always the chance that we could get a completely new combat system. Is that likely? I think that's very unlikely, but anything's possible. If you've got any video suggestions for me on Assassin's Creed Mirage or anything else, let me know below in the comments and I will probably make the video. Alright guys, I love you all. Made a 4 runs on you guys. No, I'm joking. I'm not going to say that anymore. That is just, bruh. Anyway, see you in a bit. Bye.